USC students can now officially attend class maskless after 2 long years. We'll hear from students and staff on their personal choice.
USC swim coach resigns amid allegations of abuse treatment of athletes on the team. We have exclusive interviews with SC's swimmers coming up.
Ukrainians continue to flee neighboring countries as cities fall under Russian control. Stay tuned to hear from a host in Luxembourg taking in refugees.
Annenberg TV News is next.
As of today, masks on campus are officially optional for students and faculty. Good evening, I'm Evan Wayno.
And I'm Lizzie Reisinger. USC has lifted the mask mandate for most indoor settings. USC announced the new indoor masking policy last Friday, citing the level of hospitalizations in Los Angeles and the, quote, low risk of transmission, end quote. The change is getting a mixed reaction.
I'm going to wear masks just in case. A lot of people will be going back home during spring break, I think. So I don't think it really matters.
I've already been to a few classes. One was no masks, one was masks. So I would prefer no masks. But if the teacher seems to have a policy, then I'll follow whatever the standard is. I think just look at whatever the majority is doing. Normally I would have expected them to wait till after spring break. I'm sure cases will go up after spring break, but I feel like maybe they have a plan for that.
The USC chapter of the American Association of University Professors is urging campus to stay mindful amid this new policy. In a statement, the AAUP said collective care dictates that even if masking is not required, it's the best way to protect both our community members and USC's neighbors in LA County.
I'm worried for myself. I'm worried for other students who might be apprehensive being in that room for an hour and 50 minutes without, that air circulation to help them out. Coming back from spring break, I think, is going to be an issue. So I would have expected them to at least wait till spring break, if not right after.
Trojan Check is still required and COVID testing remains free and available for all students, faculty, and staff. Unvaccinated students are still required to test every 72 hours. The Office of the Provost said in an email that masks are still welcome on campus for anyone who wants to take extra precautions. And with more on COVID, reporter Anisha Banerjee has information about a new study on the deadly virus.
Thanks, Lizzie. As infection rates are going down, new developments regarding COVID-19 and its long-term effects have emerged. A new study published today by the journal Nature reported that COVID-19 may cause loss of gray matter and tissue damage in the brain. The study provides evidence that there may be some significant long-term effects of COVID-19. Los Angeles County has reported nearly 3 million COVID cases since the beginning of the pandemic, with just over 31,000 deaths. I spoke to a nurse who has lost many to the pandemic, including coworkers, family, and friends.
Working with COVID patients changed my life forever. We still can move on, but we have to remember, but not only that, we cannot forgive them. We are not allowed to forgive.
There is a vigil and program to honor the lives of healthcare workers that have been lost to the COVID-19 pandemic. It was set to start just minutes ago at West Union Hall in Los Angeles.
Spring break is back. Students are encouraged to pick up a COVID antigen test before traveling to stay safe. Now that the USC mask mandate has been lifted, students and faculty should be extra careful. Students will be traveling throughout the U.S. and all around the world over the break. They will be required to take an antigen test 24 hours before returning to campus. We spoke with several Trojans about USC's plan to set up antigen testing pickup locations.
I feel a bit safer traveling, but still a little cautious. Making sure that people are safe and well before coming back to campus, I think is very good.
I think that's also good. You don't want to be spreading COVID and you want to limit the spread, so.
I think that we're getting a little bit too excited about, taking our masks off. I wouldn't want to infect my family, so I would love to get tested if I was leaving, to make sure that everyone stays safe.
You can pick up an antigen test at 3 locations on the University Park campus: the Lion Center kiosk, Truesdale Parkway, and 34th Street, and the USC bookstore patio. Tests can be picked up this week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The United Nations says safe passage should be given to civilians trying to flee Ukraine. Russian and Ukrainian officials met today for the 3rd round of talks, but they made no progress towards ending the violence. Meanwhile, Ukraine says Russia is intensifying attacks on major cities, but still hasn't entered the capital Kyiv. The U.S. says Russian shelling has increased civilian casualties and damage to infrastructure. Ukraine is calling on the U.S.-led NATO alliance to impose a no-fly zone over the country, but the White House has ruled out such a move. Ukrainians have been forced to flee what's left of their homes. Political reporter Juliet Smith has been monitoring the refugee crisis that now spreads across all of Eastern Europe.
Hey Lizzie, about 1.7 million Ukrainians have reportedly crossed into neighboring countries since Russia invaded just 12 days ago, making it the fastest growing refugee crisis since the Second World War. Tulbawi Wissam and her family are Iraqi refugees. She says she wishes there was someone to help them when she slept in a tent at a camp in Greece for 5 months. She does not care about politics and says we are all human.
I talked with my husband and we decided to take this decision. We say, okay, we have a big house, we have a free room. My house, it's so big. I had 2 kitchens and we can accept some family to stay a week or 1 month. I see someone, he say there is 2 women, they need a place. And when I send it, he send my number to them. And then they come stay.
Ukrainians are continuing to flee cities under Russian control. Neighboring countries have already taken in nearly 2 million refugees. Most of them are women and children because men between the ages of 18 to 60 are not allowed to leave the country.
The brunt of the refugee crisis is being borne by Europe and the surrounding European countries, especially countries like Poland, Romania, and a number of those former Soviet Union states who are really bearing the brunt.
Ukrainian refugees have been told they do not need documents to leave the country, but should have their passport, birth certificates, and children medical documentation. But with Russian missiles flying overhead, some Ukrainians haven't even been able to rescue their loved ones from under the debris. Lizzie, back to you.
The Russian invasion continues to help drive up gas prices across the U.S. The average cost of a gallon topped $4 for the first time in over a decade. We talked to local gas station customers about the increase in gas prices and how they're hurting LA drivers, especially those with long commutes.
It jumped up real bad. It's leaving us like almost with no money, no extra money. They have the power to lower down the price so we can have a better commute because it's really killing us.
It's kind of staggering, really. Like, it's been jumping at a fast rate. Like, 480 to 520 to 560 now. It's, in fact, I filled up $10 here just to get myself home, and I'm probably going to fill up when I get home when I can find a cheaper gas station.
Experts predict that the national average price of gas will break the 2008 record of $4.11 as soon as this week.
USC's Center for Work and Family Life, as well as campus support and intervention, are available for counseling and consultation, especially for those affected by the conflict in Ukraine. The Center for Work and Family Life said, quote, "At this time, we offer faculty and staff support surrounding the conflict in Ukraine. We support our employees if they are experiencing stress, anxiety, or fear if needed. If you or somebody you know needs help, reach out to the Center for Work and Family Life at 213-821-0800. You can also reach them via email at cwfl@usc.edu. The Campus Support and Intervention Center is also available to help. You can reach them at 213-740-0411 or uscsupport@usc.edu. A major story is unfolding in USC athletics. For more on the resignation of a coach, let's check in with our sports anchor, Gavin Murillo.
USC men's and women's head swimming coach Jeremy Kipp resigned yesterday after 2 seasons with the team. Kipp faces multiple allegations of abusive treatment of swimmers and has been on administrative leave since October. In a statement released by the university, Kipp said, "Due to the difficulty of these last few months, I have informed athletic director Mike Bone that I believe it is best for me to separate from the program at this time." Bone expressed appreciation for Jeremy's nearly 10 years of service to USC's swim program and added, "We wish him well in all of his future endeavors." But for some members of USC swim team, it is still not enough. So Lizzie, I know you reached out to some of the athletes on the swim team, and to be frank, what's the tea?
Thanks, Gavin. Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to speak with 3 members of the USC swim team this afternoon who wish to remain anonymous. One swimmer said Kipp's behavior was verbal abuse and even cited an incident where the men's team was kept in a pool that was 10 degrees below the appropriate temperature. This took place for an hour while Kipp yelled at the team. The swimmer also said the women's team was given a dietary restriction talk, which prompted Title IX's involvement in the investigation last spring. Other team members are hopeful for the future and credit their recent success to coach Lee Maurer.
She inspires many of us. She has like a very strong energy on deck. The results are there. Everybody's happy on deck.
I think it would be the first female head coach ever on the swim programs. I mean, that would be huge. So she knows what it takes to be good. And I think she could bring this program back to where it was.
Maurer will lead the USC men's and women's teams until a replacement is hired. Both teams are ranked number 11 nationally, and the women's team will wrap up their season at the NCAA championship meet next week. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has endorsed one of the candidates for Los Angeles mayor. Find out who next.
Check out how USC is contributing to the renewable energy of kelp with an opening of a new lab.
And get ready to be inspired by celebrities making generous donations to support Ukraine.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, "How are you?" or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Congresswoman Karen Bass received another big endorsement in her campaign for Los Angeles mayor. House Speaker and California Democrat Nancy Pelosi described Bass as a coalition builder fighting for solutions to big problems.
As her colleague and friend, I have seen Karen fight for social and economic justice for the people. Karen fights to meet the kitchen table needs of Los Angeles families and of families across America.
An LMU poll released Wednesday shows no commanding frontrunner. Bass has a small lead over Kevin DeLeon, while Rick Caruso trails behind 6%. But the largest group is undecided. Some pollsters say that creates an opportunity for any candidate to quickly catch up. Representative Bass officially qualified for the June 7th primary ballot last Thursday. She is expected to be one of the 2 candidates to advance to the November general election.
Aquatic farming is experiencing a huge boost as the new AltaSea lab opened in collaboration with USC. The opening of the AltaSea lab took place at the Port of Los Angeles in San Pedro. USC has partnered with AltaSea in order to progress research into the renewable energy of kelp.
It will be on developing better crops out of kelps. Many thanks to the President Folk, to Vice Provost for Research Ishwar Puri, to Dornsife Hinz, who are supporting us in this undertaking.
President Folk represented USC at the ribbon cutting. A student working at the lab says that kelp can be an extremely valuable resource.
Our goal is to, like I said, test this method of growing kelp for creating clean biofuel, and then exploring kelp's viability to be farmed for both, things like fuel and food.
The lab will also push initiatives in the form of mentorship programs, an augmented reality algae farming experience, and community engagement with the Boys and Girls Club of LA Harbor. All right, Justin, the days have been warm and the nights have been cold. What do we have in store for the weather this week?
Well, Lizzie, we have some exciting developments here in Southern California. That's right, I'm finally wearing a suit. And unfortunately, this is not my blazer, so who knows when the next time I'll wear this will be. Anyways, today it is 62 degrees and we have a humidity of 34%, so good vibes all around. Looking onwards to our 5-day forecast, no surprises here. It will be warm and sunny throughout the week. Tomorrow will feel a lot like today with a high of 70 and a low of 48. Slight cooling on Wednesday and Thursday, and then temperatures bounce back on Friday and Saturday into the low 70s. So again, slight cooling on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we see our warm spring weather that we all love make a comeback as we enter the weekend, ending with a high of 73 on Saturday. Now, Saturday is also the day that I get to go to Cabo, and unlike my responsible friends who booked their flights ahead of time, I did not. So I will be turning what should have been a 2-hour flight into a 10-hour overnight layover in Mexico City. So yeah, that's all I have for weather. Gavin, take it away.
Thanks, Justin. Coming up, we recap the Trojans' performance at the NFL Combine. USC baseball is on fire, coming off back-to-back sweeps, and men's basketball looks forward to the Pac-12 tournament. Stay tuned for all that and more, coming up next on Sports.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to the show.
I'm Gavin Murillo.
And I'm Riley Flynn. Let's get started. The Pac-12 tournament begins this week. USC will enter this tournament coming from a tough loss to their crosstown rival UCLA last Saturday. The Trojans lost 68-75, the first time the Bruins defeated them in 3 years. This game ended the season for USC and dropped them from 16 to 21 in the national rankings. They are third in the Pac-12 standings and will now move into the Pac-12 quarterfinals. After the game, USC players Isaiah Mobley and Boogie Ellis talked about their thoughts on the upcoming Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas.
I like to see any team, but yeah, if we could see a UCLA or Arizona, like, we're not afraid of them. Both are great teams, and they're capable of good games. Obviously, they're capable to beat us because they have. Yeah, like, sure, line any of them up. I'm not afraid. I don't think our team's afraid, and yeah.
We go to the tournament. We got a fresh start. You know, we're gonna go in there, win games. It's time for March. You know, we're trying to win a national championship. So, like, we're not worried about our last 2 losses. We're 0-0 now.
The quarterfinals are this Thursday, where USC will play the winner of the Utah and Washington game. Quillen, did you watch the game?
Well, thanks, Riley. I actually watched the game on TV. I wasn't able to actually go to the game. But you know, the UCLA transition defense wasn't that great, but I think the killer point for USC was the turnovers. I mean, they had 15, UCLA only had 1. That was the turning point. And I think that USC was unable to capitalize. Drew Peterson did not have the offensive game that he had when they beat them a couple weeks ago. He had 27 points this week. He only had 13. So we'll see. There's another game that could happen next Friday, a much more important game in the Pac-12 tournament. Let's see if USC can get to the semifinals. Back to you, Riley. Another week, another sweep for the USC baseball. The Trojans are on a roll, winners of 7 straight as they beat up on Wagner over the weekend. USC's offense has done much of the heavy lifting as of late, tallying double-digit hits in 5 straight games before Sunday's 9-hit effort. Among the offensive standouts was Adrian Colon-Rosado, who went 5 for 10 with 8 RBIs over the weekend. Head coach Jason Gill discussed the growth from the Trojan offense over its winning streak.
We're certainly making strides and heading in the right direction, and it's difficult to do what we've done. I think it might be 7 wins in a row. That's really hard to do at division. Look around the country, there's not a lot of people that are running off 7 in a row, and so I feel like they've grown up a lot in the last 3 weeks. We certainly have room to grow, but yeah, I was very pleased with their at-bats for the most part over the weekend.
Now, since the Trojans started 2-2, they've been scary as of late because they have the offense and the pitching clicking. This is a team that had the season total, they had a season high in hits on Friday, they had a season high in runs on Saturday. This team had a lot of offensive players going. Colon-Rosado is hitting over 400, and DeAndre Smith is hitting over 350. The pitching, the bullpen, 9 innings of 1-run ball. So when you have the offense and the pitching going like this team is only going to do greater and greater things going in the future. And these Trojans will look to keep the streak going as they travel to UCLA on Friday. First pitch is at 5 p.m.
Well, it's that special time of year, and the smell of football is still in the air. After a year away due to the pandemic, the NFL Combine has returned in a big way. Featuring the best and brightest college athletes from across the nation, the 2022 NFL Combine was loaded with some serious talent. 5 USC Trojans were invited to the prestigious event, including standout wide receiver Drake London. London has elected to not participate in the Combine as he recovers from an injury, but it is expected that he is taken in round 1 of the upcoming NFL Draft.
I'm just hoping the dominoes fall that I get picked, to be honest. Whatever team gets me, I just hope they know that they're getting a playmaker at the end of the day.
The NFL Draft is slated to begin on April 28th and run through the 30th. We cannot wait to see which Trojans will shine at the next level. And for me, the standout of this draft, it's got to be Drake London. I mean, you look at this guy's season in totality, over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he was Pac-12 Offensive Player in the Year. And mind you, he did this all while missing the final 4 games of the season. This dude is a star. This dude is a stud. Some would even say he's star-studded. And honestly, when you look up a definition of a wide receiver 1 in the dictionary, Drake London's picture comes up. Who are you most looking forward to, Quillen?
Well, I'm Riley, and I am probably looking forward to Drake as well. And that wraps it up for sports.
Thanks, Riley.
The celebration of Women's History Month kicks off this week. We'll hear about all of the activities happening on campus coming up.
Lávate las manos por 20 segundos como Elmo.
Hay algo especial acerca de este lugar. Se siente como un hogar, una sala debajo del cielo y los árboles. Rodeado de aire fresco y la naturaleza. Todo aquí para que lo disfrutemos y para que lo cuidemos. Tenemos la responsabilidad de cuidar de esta tierra que llamamos casa, de preservarla para las generaciones que vienen. Cada acción pequeña contribuye para un cambio mayor y cada uno de nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Hay algo especial acerca de este bosque. Es un lugar donde se hacen recuerdos y juntos podemos preservarla y protegerla.
The celebration of Women's History Month is in full swing at USC. This week's events feature a mix of in-person and virtual activities, including guest speakers, panels, and screenings. Trojan Athletics will be honoring the women of Troy tomorrow at 11 a.m. outside Heritage Hall. The film, Be My Voice, will be screened Thursday at 1:30. And on Friday, Her Story, a discussion of contemporary hardship and achievement. For a full list of events, registration, and more information, visit calendar.usc.edu/_WHM.
Some A-list celebrities are using their platform to promote fundraisers in support of Ukraine.
The events that have unfolded in Ukraine are devastating. There is no place in this world for this kind of unjust attack on humanity.
And while we witness the bravery of the people of the country that she was born in, we're also witness to the needs of those who have chosen safety.
Ukrainian actress Mila Kunis made headlines when she shared a video of her husband Ashton Kutcher's Instagram. The couple is asking fans to support their goal of raising $30 million. On Saturday, the couple said they're already halfway to that goal. Other celebrities like Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Gigi Hadid have also pledged to donate to Ukrainian relief efforts. So Lizzie, are you planning on checking out the Ukrainian donations?
Yeah, Evan, I think it's great. Mila Kunis, especially being Ukrainian, I think it's important and something that hits really close to home for her. So I'm glad she's using social media as a platform to really get out there. And thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Lizzie Reisinger.
And I'm Evan Bueno. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.
How early? What?